Hi everyone, welcome back to Sangam Tutorials, NCRT 10th standard and CBSE 10th standard mathematics classes. So, in last session we had discussed regarding the topper secret number 6, where we discussed regarding the very important foundation which is required for students at this particular age. So, invest in yourself, feel that you are very precious. So, many things I had discussed. So, in today's concept I am going with another important topper secret. So that is the depth of processing. How a student remembers all the things, all the concepts in the syllabus before an examination or during the time of examination, how easily he can recall all the things present in the syllabus, prescribed syllabus, and how he successfully answers all the questions present in the that is in the examination. So if a topper answers all the questions in the question paper exactly, then he scores 10% in that exam, no doubt in that. But many of the students fail it. Many of the students complain that, sir, I had read this, I had practiced, but I could not recall that during the time of at the time of examination. So these are the things usually I hear from the students. So this is the best remedy for that. So no question of forgetting, no question of getting confused whether this is the right answer or not. So no such discrepancies will be there. When you see the question in the question paper, your mind will tell you, yes, this is the right answer, start writing it. So if that should be your position at the time of examination in the examination hall, so this depth of processing your concepts which is in the syllabus has to be followed. So usually what a topper does is, just I will tell you this, you compare with yourself what you are doing. So one thing is, in the chapter arithmetic progression itself, we have come across three different concepts. One is sequences, problems on nth term of an AP, and problems on SN. So we have done three concepts. So what you students, normally a student do is, when a teacher solves 3 to 4 or 5 problems on board in a one particular class, the student is going to write it down in the classroom, he is going to practice the problems and live it. So next day when I do some more extra 3 to 4 problems, he will look at those problems, concentrate on those problems, and leave behind the things which was done in the earlier classes. So what a particular topper does is, if this is the class where we are solving problems on SN, that is sum of the n terms of an AP, as the student sits for study, the first thing what he does is, he opens his classwork, he starts scanning from sequences. He just go on scanning problems. He just looks at all the problems on sequences. Then he comes to the problems on nth term of an AP. He will just go through that. If he finds any particular problem, still it is a challenging one for him, he just practice it and then move on to the next problem. So ultimately he comes to the current situation where 4 problems are done. Again he practices that, then he closes that. So the next day when I solve some 3 to 4 problems again, so he starts again from sequences and reach to the current situation. So this is what happens. So when a topper, when we ask him to sit and study, okay, go through these problems, he will not only go with the current problems what is done in the class, but he revises what all the problems which are done in the previous classes at once, and then he concentrates on the given problems. Then again next day, again he comes from the first, third day again he comes from the first. So when you do this process, that is depth of processing, for a number of times, for many number of times, you will get more and more clarity in the subject, more and more content will be in your mind. You can easily recall the things whenever required. So if a particular question is asked from the textbook, you will easily recall, yes, this is the problem, I have come across this problem already, I know the theoretical background, I know how to solve this. So with confidence you are going to solve in the examination. So without any minor mistakes or errors, you are going to reach to the solution. So without scratching or some confusion or a problem of recalling that, all these problems will be solved. So please adopt this method from today itself. If you are not doing this, please adopt this. Scan the entire syllabus from the beginning before you sit for studying the particular class problems. I hope you will follow this. So today we will be going with very important 3-mark question problems. So this is a very important problem. It has come in the examinations. So if the sum of 7 terms of an AP is 49. So imagine an AP starting from the first term until 7 terms, he has taken the sum of that AP, and the sum he has got it as 49. And sum up to 17 terms is 289. So in the same AP, not the other AP, in the same AP, starting from the first term to 17 terms, when it takes the sum of 17 terms is equal to 289. So if this is the data, find sum up to n terms. So if there are n terms in the AP, find the sum of first n terms. So this is a very important problem, because he is asking you to find the sum up to n terms. So therefore we should be knowing the value of A, and we should be knowing the value of D, and then we can find the sum up to n terms. So if you are finding, remember this, if you are finding the sum up to n terms of an AP, then the sum has n in it. You should remember this. It has n in it. Okay, and all other variables will have values, but the sum will be having n in it. So we'll go with the problem. Let us take the first thing. Sum of the 7 terms of an AP is 49. So S7 is equal to 49. So we will define this S7, what we had done in the previous problems. So S7 can be defined as 7 by 2 into 2A plus 7 minus 1 into D is equal to 49. That is n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 49. So this is the formula. So 7 by 2 into 2A plus 7 minus 1 is 6, 6 into D is 6D is equal to 49. So here 2 is there, 6 is there. So we can take out 2 as common. So 7 by 2 into 2, when you take common, you are left with A plus 3D. So 2 into A is 2A, 2 into 3D is 6D, which is equal to 49. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So A plus 3D is equal to, we will transpose this 7 to the denominator of 49, that is 49 by 7. So A plus 3D is equal to 7 ones are 7, 7 is 49, so A plus 3D is 7. So when we redefine this A plus 3D, so 3 times common difference is added to the first term. So therefore it becomes the 4th term of the AP, which is equal to 7. So A4 is 7. Or else you can stop the process here itself, convert that into a linear equation in 2 variables, and also you can solve this. Or else you can reach A4 is equal to 7. The process is left to you. Whichever the process you feel very confident, you can go with that. Let us take the second sum. Sum up to 17 terms is 289. So sum up to 17 terms is 289, can be written like this mathematically. So let us define S17. So this is defined as 17 by 2 into 2A plus 17 minus 1 into D, which is equal to 289. So again, I will read this. N by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 289. So here I cannot divide 17 by 2, so let it be the same thing. So 2A plus 17 minus 1 is 16, 16 into D is 16D is equal to 289. So then 17 by 2 into, so here we have 2 and 16, 16 is a multiple of 2, so therefore you can take 2 as common. So that is the HCF of 2 and 16 is 2. So 2 into A is 2A plus 2 into 8D is 2 into 8D is 16D, which is equal to 289. So again 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So A plus 8D is equal to 289. So 17 will transpose to the denominator of 289. 17 ones are 17, 17 is 289. So A plus 8D is equal to 70. So when you redefine this A plus 8D, it's nothing but 8 times the common difference added to the first term. So 8 times common difference added to the first term is the ninth term. So therefore A9 is equal to 17. So in that AP we are having two terms. We have got the value of two terms. One is the ninth term, another is the fourth term. So when two different terms of an AP are given, we can easily find out D by using the formula which I had given you earlier, that is D is equal to AP minus AQ by P minus Q. So that formula we can use it here. So let AP is equal to, we will take a bigger term, that is A9 is equal to 17 and AQ is equal to A4 is equal to 7. So we can apply the formula here. So D is equal to AP minus AQ by P minus Q. So D is equal to AP, entire AP value is 17 minus entire AQ value is 7 by P minus Q, that is P stands for 9 and Q stands for 4. So 9 minus 4. So D is equal to 17 minus 7 is 10 by 19, 9 minus 4 is 5, 5 1s are 5 2s are, so therefore D is equal to 2. So the value of D is 2. So we can easily find out the value of A here. So since we have D value and we have a particular term, we can substitute. If you substitute the value of D in any one of the term, you are going to get the value of A. So let us take a simple one to find A. Okay, we will take the A4 is equal to 7. A4 is equal to 7. So A4 can be defined as A plus 3D is equal to 7. So A plus 3 into D value is 2. We will substitute here, is equal to 7. So A, 3 2s are 6. When gets transposed, it is 7 minus 6. So A is equal to 1. So the value of A is 1. So value of A is 1 and the value of D is 2. So now we have to find the sum of two n terms, right? So we'll write the data again. So A is equal to 1, D is equal to 2, N is equal to N. Because we are finding the sum of two n terms of an AP, therefore we will write N is equal to N itself. So Sn is equal to how much? So this we have to find out. So let us write the formula. So Sn is equal to N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. So sum of the n terms is equal to N remains the same into 2 into A is 1 plus N minus 1 into D is 2. So Sn is equal to N by 2 into 2 1s is 2 plus 2 into N is 2N. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So minus 2 and plus 2 is going to get cancelled. So Sn is equal to N by 2 into remaining is 2N. So again N and 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So Sn is equal to remaining is N and N. So therefore Sn is equal to N square. So this is the sum of two n terms. So this is a very important problem for 3 marks. Just you can write it down. It's very important. Okay, we'll go with the next very simple problem on sum of the n terms of an AP. So in sequences concept, while discussing, I had told you regarding this. I had discussed you regarding this concept. So you have to recall the things. So let us go with this. So if Sn is equal to 4n minus n square. So sum of the n terms of an AP he has taken and he has got it as 4n minus n square depending upon the value of A and D. He has got it. So we'll write it down. Sn is equal to 4n minus n square. So using this, find the first term. So here we know that S1 is A1 which is equal to A. So we can easily find out S1, that is sum of the first two terms. So that is S1 plus, that is S1 is A1 and S2 is A1 plus A2. So we have to find the sum of first two terms. So similarly, second term we have to find out, third term we have to find out, 10th term we have to find out, and at last we have to find out the nth term. So all are easy. Right, we'll go with the first term, first question. So put n is equal to 1. So S1 is 4 into 1 minus 1 square. So S1 is equal to 4 minus 1. So S1 is nothing but A which is equal to 3. So S1 is nothing but A which is equal to 3. So we have found the first term. We will find the sum of first two terms. So Sn is equal to 4n minus n square. So put n is equal to 2 here. So S2 is equal to 4 into 2 minus 2 square. So S2 is equal to 4 2 is 8 minus 2 square is 4. So S2 is equal to 8 minus 4, that is 4 again. So S2 is 4. So sum of first two terms is 4. So you have to find the second term. So we know the process, we have already solved problems on this. So S2 can be written as A1 plus A2, we know this. So S2 value is 4. 4 is equal to A1 value is 3 plus A2. So therefore A2 is equal to 3 gets transposed here. So 4 minus 3. So A2 is equal to 1. So value of second term is 1. So you have to find the third term. So let us do one thing. So in order to find the third term, we can do S3 minus S2. We can get the third term. Or else we can use the value of A and D. And also we can find out the third term. So let us go with the D. So D is equal to A2 minus A1. So D is equal to A2 is 1 minus A1 is 3. So D is equal to minus 2. So value of D is ready. So let us find out the third term. So A3 can be defined as A3 is equal to A plus 2D. So A3 is equal to A value is 3 plus 2 into D value is minus 2. So therefore A3 is equal to 3 plus into minus is minus, 2 2 is 4. So 3 minus 4. So A3 is equal to minus 1. So we have got the third term. We will find out the 10th term. So A10 can be written as A plus 9D. So A10 is equal to A is 3 plus 9 into D value is minus 2. We will substitute this. So A10 is equal to 3 minus plus into minus 9 2 is 18. So A10 is equal to minus 15. So A10 value, 10th term is minus 15. So then we will find out the nth term. So this is the same method. So either by doing two methods you can go with the nth term. Either you can go with Sn minus 1 is equal to An. That can be done. So before finding out the nth term, find out Sn. That is already given. We have to find out Sn minus 1. Instead of n, we have to substitute n minus 1, and then we can proceed. So if you do Sn minus 1, you are going to get the nth term. Or else we can use first term and common difference to find the nth term. So that's the simple method. Yes, An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So An is equal to A is 3 we have got plus n minus 1 into D is minus 2. So nth term is equal to 3 minus 2 into plus n is minus 2n, minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2. So nth term is 3 plus 2 is 5 minus 2n. So this is the nth term. So it's a very simple problem. Okay, so now we will go with a very classical problem on sum of the n terms of an AP. Find the sum of first 20 terms of an AP. So starting from the first term, you have to find the sum of 20 terms, in which third term is 7. So in the same AP, third term is 7, and seventh term is 2 more than thrice its third term. So two conditions are given. So instead of giving you directly the AP, or instead of giving you the value of A and D, he has asked you to find the sum of 20 terms with two conditions, in which third term is 7 and seventh term is 2 more than thrice its third term. So we have to extract values of A and D from these two data, and we will go with sum up to first 20 terms of the AP. So this is the process. Which third term is 7, so we will write down this. A3 is equal to 7. So A3 can be defined as A plus 2D is equal to 7. Just take it as equation 1. So nothing can be done here. So we will take the second condition. Seventh term is 2 more than thrice its third term. So seventh term A7 is, seventh term here is equals 2 more than thrice its third term. Thrice its third term. So this is how the mathematical statement comes. Seventh term is 2 more than thrice its third term. So A7 can be again written as 3 into A3 value is A plus 2D. This is the thing we have to substitute, plus 2. So A7 is equal to 3 into A plus 2D value is 7 plus 2. So A7 is equal to 3 7s are 21 plus 2. So that comes A7 is equal to 23. So A7 is 23 or so A7 is 23 and A3 is 7. So now we have two different terms in that AP. So when two different terms of the AP are given, the method to find out D is by using the formula D is equal to AP minus AQ by P minus Q. So A7, so let A7 is equal to, or okay, let AP is equal to A7 is equal to, that is 23. So AQ is equal to the smallest term, that is A3. So A3 is equal to 7. So D is equal to AP minus AQ by P minus Q. So D is equal to AP value is 23 minus AQ value is 7 by P minus Q, that is 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3. So D is equal to 23 minus that is AP value is 23, AQ value is 7. So 23 minus 7 comes to, okay, 16 by 7 minus 3 is 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4's it comes, so D is equal to 4. So value of D is 4. So next we will go with to find A, because to find the sum of the first 20 terms you need the value of A and D. So now we have got D value, we will go with A value. So let us substitute the value of D in any one of the terms, that is A3 or A7. So to find A, we will go with this. So take the smallest term, that is A3 is equal to 7. So A3 can be defined as A plus 2D is equal to 7. So we will substitute the value of D here. So A plus 2 into D value is 4 is equal to 7. So A is equal to 7. 2 4s are 8. 8 gets transposed, that is minus 8. A is equal to minus 1. So we have got two values A and D. So now we are in a position to find the sum of the first 20 terms, because in that AP there are 20 terms, so therefore N is equal to 20. So we will write the data again. So A is equal to minus 1, D is equal to 4, N is equal to 20. So S20 is equal to how much? So Sn is equal to N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. So this is the formula. Sum of the 20 terms is equal to 20 by 2 into A is minus 1 plus N minus 1, that is 20 minus 1 into D value is 4. So S20 is equal to 2 ones are 2 10s are it goes 10 times 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 plus 20 minus 1 is 19 into 4. So S20 is equal to 10 into minus 2 plus 19 into 4. 76. Okay, so S10 S20 is equal to 10 into minus 2 plus 76 is 74. So S20 is equal to 74 into 10 is 740. So this is the sum of the first 20 terms. It's a very important problem. So I will go with the next very classical problem on arithmetic progressions. So it was given in 2009 CBSE final examinations. It's a very tricky problem, so you have to observe well. Sum of first Sum of first 6 terms of an AP is 42. This is the first condition he has given. Sum of first 6 terms of an AP is 42. So this can be written as S6 is equal to 42. Now, ratio of 10th term to its 30th term is 1:3. So in the same AP, he has taken the 10th term and he has taken the 30th term. So he has taken the ratio between the 10th term and the 30th term. So the ratio is 1:3. So if this is the thing, first find first term and 13th term of the AP. So in that AP you have to find the first term and 13th term. So he has given the sum of first 6 terms. So we will write S6 is equal to 42. So we will define this S6, that is 6 by 2 into 2A plus 6 minus 1 into D is equal to 42. So 2 ones are 2 3s are, it goes 3 times. So 3 into 2A plus 6 minus 1 into D is 5D is equal to 42. So 2A plus 5D is equal to 42 by 3. So 2A plus 5D is equal to 3 1 times 3 1s are 3 4s are, that is 2A plus 5D is equal to 14. Set up this as an equation and leave it, because we cannot do anything, because it cannot be defined as a term, and moreover it has 2 variables A and D. So if an equation has more than one variable, it cannot be solved. At this moment we cannot solve this. So let us take the second condition and then we will put the values into this. Okay, let us go to the second condition. Ratio of 10th term to its 30th term is 1:3. So this can be written as ratio of 10th term, that is A10, is to its 30th term, that is A30, is equal to, ratio is 1:3. So this is the condition. We will convert this ratio into a fraction form. So A10 by A30 is equal to 1 by 3. So let us define this A10 and also we will define A30. Let's see what happens. So A plus 9D by A plus 30D can be written as A plus 29D. So 9 times common difference added to first term is 10th term. 29 times common difference added to first term is 30th term is equal to 1 by 3. So we'll go with cross multiplication. So we'll go with this 3 into this. So 3 into A plus 9D is equal to A plus 29D. So 3 into A is 3A plus 3 into 9D is 27 D is equal to A plus 29D. So we'll transpose both the things into this. So 3A plus A, after transposing it is minus A, plus 27D plus 29D, after transposing it is minus 29D is equal to 0. So 3A minus A is 2A, and 27D minus 29D is minus 2D is equal to 0. So 2A minus 2D can be transposed, which is plus 2D. So 2 and 2 cancels. So a peculiar value you are going to get, that is A is equal to D. So in this AP, it is understood from this equation that the first term of the AP and common difference of the same AP are one and the same. So we will substitute this value in equation 1. So take it as equation 2. So from 1 and 2, right, let us take the equation. 2A plus 5D is equal to 14. So instead of A you can write D, or instead of D you can write A, whichever you want. If you write D in place of A, you will get the D value. If you write A in place of D, you will get the A value. So that is, let us put the A value itself. 2A plus 5 into, that is D is nothing but equal to A. So therefore write A itself is equal to 14. So 2A plus 5A is 7A is equal to 14. A is equal to 14 by 7. 7 ones are 7 2 times. So A is equal to 2. So the value of A is 2. So we have successfully found out the first term. So using this you have to find the 13th term of the AP. So 13th term should be defined. So A13 is equal to A plus 12D, 12 times common difference. So A13 is equal to A is nothing but D, so D plus 12D. So A13 is equal to, a D plus 12D is 13D. So A13 is equal to 13D. So here particularly you have to find the value of A13, that comes to 13D. So A is equal to the value we have got as 2, and D is as A is equal to D. So therefore D can be substituted with 2. So therefore A13 is equal to 13 into 2. So A13 is equal to 13 2s is 26. So this is the formal value, this is the numerical value. So this is very important for 3 marks. So we'll go with the next problem, which is very simple. Find the sum of all 11 terms of an AP. So an AP has 11 terms, it is a finite AP, it has only 11 terms, where 11 is an odd number, whose middle term is 30. In that AP of 11 terms, the middlemost term is 30. So if this is the thing, find the sum of all 11 terms. See, it's a very nice problem. Find the sum of all 11 terms. So therefore n is equal to 11, whose middle term is 30. So in an AP of having terms an odd number, that is an AP is given and that AP has 11 terms in that. So if you have to get the middlemost term, so that middlemost term will be the average of the first term and last term, that is A plus L divided by 2 will give you the middlemost term. So and that middlemost term is already given, that is 30. So that is first term plus last term divided by 2 will give you 30. So first term plus last term divided by 2 is 30. This is applicable only when the number of terms are odd in the AP. So therefore, sum of the n terms can be written as, we'll alter the formula, so n into A plus L by 2. So this is the altered formula of Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L. So this formula is slightly altered, n is taken out here, 2 is given as the denominator for A plus L. So A first term plus last term divided by 2 will be the middle term. So Sn is equal to n into A plus L by 2 is the middle term. It will give you the middle term because it's the average. So sum of the 11 terms is equal to 11 into middle term is, it is given as 30. So therefore S11 is equal to 30 into 11 is 330. So it's such a simple problem which can be asked for 1 mark in your examination, but very tricky. You have to think, just think and do it. So I have a homework for you, that is from NCERT exemplar book. NEP has 37 terms, so therefore N is 37. Sum of 3 middlemost terms is, so out of 37, which 3 terms comes as the middlemost terms, you have to select that. So sum of 3 middlemost terms is 225. So 3 middlemost terms, whichever comes, take it as the sum and equate that to 225. And sum of last 3 terms is 429. So 37 terms are there. Last 3 terms will be 35, 36 and 37. So A35 plus A36 plus A37 is 429. Take it as equation 2. Do this as equation 1. Solve both the equations, that is by using the elimination method. So you will get either A or D. So using that A, substitute that value of A in one of the equation, you will get the value of D. So using A and D, find the AP using the general form of the AP, that is A plus D, A plus 2D, general form of the AP. So this is for 3 marks in your exemplar problem, right? So this is the end of session 19. So I hope until all these 19 videos you have enjoyed problems on arithmetic progressions. So still more problems are going to come tomorrow. So I will be selecting the most important, tricky, thought-provoking problems, challenging problems for you from the other resources. I am collecting them, I will present them in front of you. listen to the theory, practice the problems. So what the trick I told you regarding the topper trick today, so please follow that from today itself, so that you can get a good grip on the subject. So keep practicing. So very soon we are going to give you a test on this chapter, because some more problems, some 5 to 6 problems are remaining. After that I will be going with application problems on AP, which are still more interesting, where you are going to apply the knowledge of arithmetic progressions. So this will maybe in 6 to 7 sessions I am going to conclude the chapter. So here chapter starts, but this never ends, because there are infinite number of APs, infinite number of problems can be framed. So therefore officially I am going to conclude the things, but unofficially still infinite number of problems will be there on AP. So I hope you enjoyed this session. Please practice the problems. So stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Thank you, one and all.